Hi guys, it's Ben Heath from Lead Guru, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to build an audience with Facebook ads. Okay, now building an audience is something that is undervalued when it comes to Facebook advertising, when it comes to digital marketing. If you can build an audience, if you can take people within your target market and make them your own, make them part of your community, the future return on investment of doing so can be absolutely enormous. Once you have an audience in place, you have people to sell to. You have people that you don't necessarily have to pay to continually advertise to in order to generate revenue. And that is so valuable, particularly over months and years. The reason why it's undervalued, why it's not done enough by Facebook advertisers, is because the return on investment isn't very short term. It's something that's going to pay off over months, years. And whilst the ROAS, the return on ad spend, may be in the 100+ times over the next 10 years, it does take a bit of time to do so. But I would strongly encourage you to at least dedicate some of your budget, your Facebook advertising budget, to building an audience, because I think it's something that I've done a lot of personally. It's where the majority of my Facebook advertising efforts and my marketing efforts has been put over the last few years, and it really does pay off. Okay, with that said, let's actually before I get into steps, just want to quickly mention that at the end of this video we talk about a couple of free Facebook advertising resources I think you're going to find very interesting, so make sure you stick around to the end for those. And with that said, let's get into the steps. So when I'm talking about building an audience, what am I talking about? You know, what am I referring to as an audience? Because we need to define these things. It's very important. Not all audiences are equally valuable. There's two main audiences that I think about when I think about building an audience. I'm going to show you how to go about building them both in this video. The first is kind of old school. It's an email list. Now, I'm sure people watching this video are thinking, oh, whatever, I've heard all of that before. Email list, yeah, whatever. Okay, and I appreciate that. But it really is a fantastic audience. Email marketing, people have been saying it's dead for a decade at this point. It's absolutely not. We generate, as a business, so much of our core sales, so many of the prospects that go on to become clients of ours on our services side of our business from our email list. An email list really is a tremendously valuable asset, probably the most valuable asset that my business contains. And if you can build an email list, nurture that email list, it can be a resource that whenever you need to, you can generate revenue. Business ever runs into hard times, boom, send some emails out, you can generate revenue. You can absolutely use it to grow your business. It makes a huge difference to the long-term profitability of your Facebook advertising if some of the people that you're advertising to are being added to an email list that you can market to continually. So that's one of the options that I think about, that I think is very valuable in terms of building an audience, is a email list, okay? The other one is a Facebook group. So actually, I'll click over now. So I've got a Facebook group called a Facebook Ads Mastermind group. And unlike Facebook pages, where there's not much organic reach, so I have 129,000 Facebook page likes. When I post to my page, if a couple thousand of those people see whatever I post, I'm usually doing pretty well. So a very small percentage. Whereas this group, my Facebook Ads Mastermind group, has just under 31,000 members as of the recording of this video. And the engagement in this group is much higher. If I post, I could post, so I'm doing a live training later today. And you can see I've had, lots of comments on it, just on the image that I'm talking about. And this live training will probably be seen by 3,000 to 5,000 people within this group. So you're talking 10, almost up to 20% of the people in here are going to see that. Much higher percentage. And that's just one training. There are lots of other things going on in this group, tons of activity. This is a fantastic place to be able to market your products and services, is with a Facebook group. So when I'm thinking about building an audience, and there are other options obviously, but when I think about building an audience with Facebook ads, I'm thinking about email lists and I'm thinking about Facebook group. So if those are the two audiences that are valuable, worth going after, how do you go about doing it? Okay, so they're actually both relatively straightforward. I'm going to show you how we go about doing that in this video. So let's start with the email list. So in order to build an email list, you need to incentivize people to take that action. People don't want to join your email list. They're already receiving far too many emails than they'd like. We all have the experience where we, log on in the morning, open our email up, and you got 50 100, 150, I get tons, as you can imagine, emails to deal with, and you think, oh, really? Have I got to go through this? So people don't want to be on your email list. You have to incentivize them to do so. The way I've done that, and the way a lot of people do that, is with providing something for free that's valuable in exchange for them joining your email list. It's called a lead magnet. So my lead magnet here is my 5-part Facebook ad template, and this is the landing page you can see for it right in front of you. I would include a link to this in the video description in case you want to check it out and download this 5-part Facebook ad template. Very, very simple. Now, this Facebook ad template includes some of the best performing ads that we've created for our clients in a number of different industries. And the idea is that if you want better results from your Facebook and Instagram ad campaigns, you come here, you download the template, and you, in exchange for getting this thing for free that you can use to model from, it can really help improve your Facebook advertising performance, which is why I'd recommend you grab it, by the way. In exchange for that, you're added to our email list. Okay, and of course, you know, all the privacy rules, they can opt out and unsubscribe at any time, etc., all that sort of stuff, okay? But most people don't. Most people get involved. Now, this is the hook. This is the value. And what you need to do with your Facebook ad campaign is put a campaign together that emphasizes the value that this lead magnet provides and convinces people to go ahead and join your email list, take this action, etc. Okay, how do we go about doing that? So here I am inside this campaign. You can see that, you know, this campaign was run for quite a while. We generated over 17,000 leads. Total spend was over £18,000. I spent a reasonable amount of money on this. And, you know, 17,000 people on an email list is no joke. That can generate serious revenue for your business. Obviously, we invested a fair amount to get those, but £1.07p per email subscriber is very, very good. So how do you go about, let's go through the steps actually. I think that would be the most useful. Let's go through the steps of how you go about putting this campaign. So let's go ahead and click into here and click edit. And actually we'll start at the campaign level. Okay, we'll jump back one to the campaign level. So this campaign's called Facebook Ad Template Lead Magnet Conversions. Unsurprisingly, that's what it's all about. Buy type auction campaign objective conversions. That's very, very important to use the conversions objective with this campaign. Okay, when someone clicks through from this ad, they go through to our website, this landing page specifically, where they can download the 5-part Facebook ad template. The Facebook pixel is installed and set up so that when they opt in for this, when they click this button, enter in their details, etc., they're then taken to a thank you page, and that thank you page has the lead event code on it, the Facebook pixel lead event code. That person then triggers as a lead, and Facebook goes, aha, that's a lead. They can then use that data in terms of optimizing the campaign, and that makes a big difference. So make sure you have that set up and using conversions objective. If you don't have the Facebook pixel set up, don't understand it, don't worry, I'll include a link in the video description to another video that talks all about how to set up the Facebook pixel and all that sort of stuff. So you're all covered, you can check that out. That's all you need to worry about. You can have CBO on, off, doesn't really matter in this case, okay? So let's go back into the ad set level. Oh, I don't want all 36. Let's grab this top one again. And then let's take a look at how we've set this up, okay? So if you already have people on email list, more than 100, most likely the best audience for you to target is going to be a 1% lookalike audience based off of people that are already on your email list. Okay, because people are already on your email list. If you can advertise to people that are very, very similar to them, those people are highly likely to be willing to join your email list as well. Okay, so you can see here that we've gone with a UK, obviously we're based in the UK, 1% lookalike audience based off Facebook ad template subscribers that are 21 plus. Very, very simple targeting option. You scroll down, you can see, there we go, 1% lookalike audience. We're advertising in the whole of the UK. We've gone with 21 plus. We probably could have left that as 18. Doesn't really matter either way. With lookalike audiences, you want to keep all this sort of stuff really broad because the lookalike audience is what tells Facebook who you should be targeting. So they'll know things like age, gender, etc. Leave all the demographics open. Keep it very, very straightforward, okay? Now, if you don't know how to create lookalike audience, things like that, again, there'll be a link in the video description that shows you exactly how to do something like that, how to create a custom audience out of people who are on your email list, and then how to create a lookalike audience from that custom audience, all taken care of. In terms of placements, I've experimented here and just really narrowed it down to the Facebook newsfeed. I actually now think that when you're using a conversions-based objective, you can go ahead and use automatic placements. So if I was to rerun this campaign again today, I would be selecting automatic placements because I'm using the conversions objective. If I was using something like traffic or reach or video views, then yes, I would be more specific and do something like this. But now, when I set this up, this is just a few years old, it's a bit different. Now I'd go ahead and use automatic placements, okay? Keep that in mind. Right, very, very straightforward at the ad set level. Then ads. Okay, actually, before I move on to the ad level, I just want to quickly mention about the ad set level. So you might be watching this video going, hang on, I don't have an email list. I don't have anyone in my email list. How do I go about creating a 1% lookalike audience off of people I don't have? Well, you can't. You can't create a 1% lookalike audience yet. In which case, you're going to have to start by finding audience targeting options that are highly likely to deliver great results. How do you go about doing that? Again, video link in the description to another video I've created all about using Facebook's Audience Insights tool, their free tool, to find fantastic targeting options and help you get fantastic results. So there's quite a lot of homework based off this video, depending on what you have and don't have set up, but I'd strongly recommend checking that out if you can't go and create a lookalike audience based off of people already on your email list. Okay. Now with this option here, I'm going to turn on ad preview. With this option here, we've used existing posts because we've used a video that is already been uploaded to our page. And I'm not going to get into this video in a huge amount of detail because, again, there's another video where I go through this step by step. So I'll include a link to that in the video description if you really want to go through it. I'm just going to explain the concept of a video like this, why it works, and some of the things that you really want to do. When it comes to building an email list, I do believe that a video, particularly for expertise-based service providers, is the best option. So if you're a coach, consultant, something like that, I think video works really well. I think it works really well for a few reasons. For someone to be willing to download your lead magnet and join your email list, you need to tick a few boxes. They need to believe that the lead magnet itself is valuable. Okay, so you obviously need to talk about why they want to download it, how it's going to help them, all that sort of stuff, which I do at the end of this video. But that's not the only thing you need to do. And that's where people go wrong. They think that's the only thing you need to do. You just need to just demonstrate the value of the lead magnet. That's not true. You also need to demonstrate that you know what you're talking about. You need to demonstrate your credibility. You need to demonstrate your expertise. So in this video, I talk about the fact that I'm the CEO of a Facebook advertising agency, that we work with dozens of clients, etc., etc. That's establishing my credibility. Okay, that's another box you need to tick. So you're going to need to demonstrate the value of the lead magnet. You need to demonstrate your credibility and expertise. But here's the other thing you need to do. You need to deliver value in the video itself. Because if you deliver value in the video itself, someone can see that you can produce valuable content and they say, well, okay, the video was really helpful. What about this free thing? That's probably really helpful as well. They're far more likely to take that action, okay? It also helps grab their attention. You know, if you can run a video, for example, this video is called Why You're Wasting Your Time with Facebook. That's a brilliant attention grabber for someone that's advertising on Facebook and not really getting great results, who is exactly my target market. That's really going to grab their attention and then explain why they're wasting their time and how they can change things to improve their results. Okay, so very, very important things you need to tick. You need to deliver value, demonstrate your expertise, and then talk about the lead magnet at the end of the video. And that's why we were able to generate, 17,000 email subscribers for £18,000, £1 per email subscriber. Absolutely fantastic return on investment. I can run one flash sale to my email list and make that £18,000 back in 3 days now. Okay, so that shows the value of building an audience and an email list. Now, obviously, you may have to start small, so you may only be able to spend a couple £100 building an email list, but then you can sell some stuff to them, products and services, and then you can reinvest that money and grow it, etc., etc., etc. That's how these things work. So building a email list is a fantastic audience to build with Facebook ads, something I'd strongly recommend you do. And this is how I'd recommend you doing it. And in terms of the holes I haven't filled out in this video, because I don't want this video to be, 3 hours long, go and check that stuff out. Check out how to create lookalike audiences if you have an email list already. Or check out Audience Insights to find targeting options that you can insert at the ad set level in here at detailed targeting. And then again, for that, the very specifics on that Facebook video ad, check out the other link in the video description that shows you, I literally break down that entire video that I show you, where are we? That I show you here. I break down this entire video and I show you exactly what I do at each step and why it works so well. Okay, so that's the first one. That's how to build an email list. So that's the first audience that I strongly recommend you do. And as I said, I mean, no joke, I can run a 3-day flash sale for a course of mine and make that £18,000 back in 3 days. And then of course, the vast majority of these people are still going to be on my email list, still willing to buy in the future, provided I deliver value. It's just such a fantastic audience. And I don't really see that changing anytime soon. Just a quick aside, people talked about the value of email marketing dropping with things like social media and people not really doing much on email. Everyone talks about the younger generation aren't on email. They aren't on email. Well, here's what happens, right? They leave school, they leave university, and they get jobs. And when those people get jobs, they get email. And they operate out of email. The vast majority of business is still done via email. It's not going to be done via Facebook Messenger. Yes, of course, there are some businesses that do a lot of business via Facebook Messenger, but a lot of business to business and much more serious stuff and people that work for big corporations are not communicating via Facebook Messenger. They're communicating via email. That puts those people that you're like, oh, the younger generation aren't on email, they aren't doing things on email. Yeah, but they will be. When they go and get jobs, they will be. And that's why I don't see email marketing as a medium losing value or becoming useless for the foreseeable future. Things really have to change. Everyone thought that people would switch to more sort of instant messaging, social media type communications. And the reason why a lot of people don't do that, and I definitely appreciate this, I prefer to do things out of email, is because of the distractions. It's great, the distractions are fine when you're, a teenager at school or you're at university and you've got tons of time and, you don't mind it if, a little few messages here, a few messages there. But when you actually want to be productive and get things done, trying to do things out of Facebook Messenger or trying to do things out of WhatsApp can be really annoying and distracting. Email is a much more manageable medium. And that's why I think email is going to continue to do well and why it's a place to market. People do business there. They make decisions there. They buy based off of email. Very important. Okay, that's just a little aside, little extra I wanted to talk about. My group, my Facebook Ads Mastermind group. How do you go about growing a group with a Facebook ad campaign? Now, you can advertise it directly. So you can literally create an ad, come join my group, here's why you should do it, yada, 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 and then direct people directly to the group, put a link in the ad, and then get them to join. And that does work, but what I found is it's not the most effective way to go about growing a Facebook group. Your cost per group member is likely to be relatively high doing that. People, joining a group's quite a big undertaking. As I said, there's lots of activity, lots of distractions, etc., etc. People only want to do that if they think there's going to be a lot of value there. And to grow a group with something like, 31,000 members, it would have cost an absolute fortune if we used that strategy, So that's not what we did. Now, there are a number of techniques I've used to grow this Facebook group, and I'm going to include a link in the video description talking about exactly how you go about doing that with Facebook ads, But I'm going to touch on a few here at top level and go and let you check those out in more detail in that link in the video description. Lots of links in the video description. Sorry about that. I just want to make sure you guys have got all the holes filled in terms of, okay, how do I build an audience for Facebook ads? How do I build a Facebook group? How do I build an email list? You can fill in all the holes without me making one video 4 hours long, and you can basically choose the options that you want. If you know how to create a lookalike audience, great. You don't need to watch that one, etc., etc. One of the biggest ways that we've grown this Facebook group has been to run a Facebook page likes campaign, generate a lot of Facebook page likes. I mean, you can see we've got 129,000 Facebook page likes, and then invite those people. Facebook have a feature, you can see it down here on the right hand side. You look, suggested members for my group, invite one, I can invite up to about 50 a day. And that is a fantastic way to generate Facebook group members. It's actually much less expensive because by putting the additional step in the middle, it's a lower barrier to entry action. Asking someone to like your Facebook page is a smaller ask than asking someone to join your Facebook group. So when you say, look, just join my page, someone goes, oh, okay, yeah, I will, based on, I've got videos on how to run Facebook page like campaigns. So check those out. Again, I'll probably include them in the video description as well. It's quite easy to get someone to like your page, very inexpensive. So you get them to take that one action. Then perhaps they check out some stuff on your page. They maybe see a post or two, maybe not. But then you invite them to join your group. And it seems like much less of a more significant jump. They're in your world already. They've started to be in your world, okay? So having those two steps, we found that in terms of cost per group member was much less expensive because it doesn't cost you anything to send these invites. It was much less expensive to do it that way than it was to directly advertise the group. And as I said, you can do this about 50 a day. We found that about half of the people accepted the invite. So we're getting 25 new members a day with this strategy. You know, I mean, how long is that going to take you then? Just over a month, you're going to have 1,000. In 6 months' time, you're going to have what? 4,000 people, something like that. So a very simple strategy that can work very well. There are some other ways you can grow the group, things like making sure that it's very much engaged. You include links to your group in your email marketing. Oh, fantastic point. I didn't think I was going to talk about this in this video, but one thing I want to mention is, of course, these two things overlap. Whenever you're building audiences, absolutely get them to sort of cross-pollinate each other. So if I'm building an email list with my 5-part Facebook ad template, you can, I literally have this set up. If you go ahead and download this template, you will receive an email and you'll see this. In my email autoresponder that says, here's my 5-part Facebook ad template, enjoy it, I say, oh, by the way, why don't you go ahead and join my Facebook group? Here's why you should. It's full of 30,000 Facebook advertisers all wanting to get better results, helping each other out, yada, yada, yada. Here's the link, go ahead and join. Fantastic. Likewise, when people join my Facebook group, I send them a welcome message, and in that welcome message, I will link to lead magnets. So I've got my 5-part Facebook ad template. I've also got some other stuff. I will say, you know, welcome to the group. This is a fantastic place. Here are the rules. Get involved. Oh, and by the way, why don't you go ahead and check out my 5-part Facebook ad template? Or why don't you go ahead and watch my free webinar or something like that? Okay. So you want to get people who join one onto the other, and there's a huge amount of value in that because it doesn't cost you anything. So let's say if I run another ad campaign and get another 10,000 subscribers, maybe 2,000 of those might join my Facebook group. And that means I've got 2,000 Facebook group members for free because I was going to get the email subscribers through my 5-part Facebook ad template anyway. I haven't had to pay anything extra for 2,000 more group members. So definitely get them to cross-pollinate each other. So as I said, those are the two audiences that I think it's really valuable to build with Facebook ads. And I'm recording this right now during, you may be watching this in months, even years time, but I'm recording this during the coronavirus lockdowns. And I think building an audience is absolutely what a lot of Facebook advertisers should be focused on right now, particularly expertise-based service providers, you know, anything that's sort of entertainment-based, you know, businesses that aren't necessarily just super transactional, where they want to work with someone who they believe is skillful, coaches, consultants, most service companies, just about everything B2B from a service angle. Definitely want to be building an audience, and I think a Facebook group and I think an email list is absolutely where you want to be investing your marketing dollars right now. Okay, so hopefully that's useful. As I said, tons of links in the video description. Go and fill in the gaps. So if you want to know, right, I'm going to build a Facebook group, how do I go about doing that? Go and check out that video that I created on it, help you out that. If you want to create an email list and you're wondering, you know, how do I put one of those videos together? Go and check out that video. Tons of valuable resources. Anyway, before you go, I mentioned at the beginning I was going to talk about some free Facebook advertising resources that you're going to find very interesting. The first is this Facebook group. So there'll be a link to that in the video description. Go ahead and join for the reasons I've given. Go ahead and grab my Facebook ad template. Got tons of free stuff for you guys today. And also I've created a webinar called 3 Facebook advertising strategies to double or more your revenue. And if you're advertising on Facebook, if you're looking to build an audience or looking to directly generate customers, or both, most people are both, I strongly recommend you check out this webinar. It's completely free. Okay, so you can click on, there'll be a link in the video description. Click on that, you can watch the webinar completely free, 60, 70 minutes long, and it's really, really valuable. So it's got 3 strategies. I break them down in their steps in their entirety. So I say, do this, and then this, and then this, and then this. They all work really well. We've generated more than $1 million with all 3 of them for our clients. For some clients, on literally a monthly basis, we generated more than $1 million using these strategies. Very much tried and tested. So go and check that out. I think you find it really valuable. Link in the video description. And yeah, I think I'm all out of free things for you guys and things for you to get on with. Hopefully that's been useful. If it has, please like this video. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. If you've got any comments, questions, pop them in the comments below. I will get to them. And if you enjoyed this video, just let me know in the comments below. I always appreciate that. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.